Hi there, my Feng Shui friend. I'm Marlena from mjfengshui.com. The first thing I'd like to do is to invite you to my upcoming Mind, Body, and Home podcast. It will be a live weekly radio show where you can actually call in and engage with myself and my special guests. We are going to be talking about an array of feng shui topics, and everyone can also speak directly with myself and with my special guests. There will be a link underneath this video for you to get on my special mailing list. Of course, this is a channel where we engage in monthly flying stars, special date selection for your hair. We have beautiful meditations on this channel. There are so many different things coming up, but I really enjoy speaking one-on-one with people and supporting each and every individual that comes into my life. I will be going live as a special guest on June 3rd, and you will be also informed about that call that I'll be on. Of course, that will have to do with energy healing and clearing topics that come up for each individual that calls into that show. Now, for today, since you're here, I would love to talk to you a little bit about this month right here. We are in a month where the energy is really powerful, and we are going to need to do a little bit of, different things around our home. Now, there are many areas of the home this month that are, being, afflicted, let's put it nicely, with negative feng shui stars. A lot of the areas have been for the entire year, the same energy, and then we add, another negative star to that area. So if you haven't watched my monthly flying star video for this month here, please make sure that you do so you can get your, remedies in place. But let's take a look at our home right now. How is your home organized right now? If you think about the room or rooms that are not used a lot, all right, why do you not use them, right? Usually it's because of the clutter that, accumulates there. We actually will close a door a lot of times and try to forget about it, but the energy causes a block in our lives. So wherever the clutter is, you can be sure that that energy is cluttering up that area or more than one area of your life, depending on where the, main clutter is. I have had many experiences where, a person was having an issue, and I would just read their home's energy, and I would say, what's in this area over here? And they would tell me, I'm like, okay, and this is what's going on in your life. Well, that has to do with that. So let's clean that up and get back to me and tell me what happens. And they would come back with their positive report when they actually, took action on what I was sharing with them. There are some homes that the energy before we even got in there was off, and the house is not grounded, right? It's not supported. So the house will need to be grounded. There are some houses that are full of negative spirits. All right. I lived in one myself, so I know it was built on Indian burial ground. It was no fun picnic there, but it was a way for, the universe to show me how to do, house cleansings. And they brought the trainer right to the home. And that was awesome. And, we worked from there. I always knew about, moving furniture to, open up the space wider. I knew about colors and, feelings. I could always feel energy. I don't know about you, but each one of us has senses that we have. And there, are some rooms in our home that we kind of avoid, right? So those are the rooms that we want to focus on for this month. If it's all clutter, boxes, bags, things, storage room, a lot of people like to, put a lot of stuff in one room and close the door, or in a closet. It's full of old items, right? That's where we want to look at this month. We want to look at why is it still there? Why do I want to keep it? Why do I want to have stagnation in my life, right? When you think about it, or, you really got to ask yourself serious questions like, why am I holding on to the past? Why do I really need this stuff? Now, I know if you open that door and, it's all a mess, right? You go, ugh, it actually lowers your entire vibrational state of being. So what I found to do when that was happening to me is I would open the door, I would put on my dance music, right? A pair of gloves, and I would have a garbage bag right there. All right. Some people do the 3 boxes. I don't tolerate that. When I see a bunch of clutter, I get my garbage bag right there, and I start to, take things and just throw them away, throw them away, throw them away. And I get rid of all the garbage first, it just makes it so much easier. And then there was other times when I would open the door and I would pull every box, bag, whatever it was, out of the bedroom or out of the room, just pull it right out the door outside and say, you're not going back in my house. And that's what I used to do. Now, some people could never do that. They'd have to go through it, hold on to it, cry over it. It's just, everybody is unique and different. But when you get to the point where you're done with, being stuck, in your life, you will do what it takes. So I like to share different things on this channel. Just also know that if your stuff is in, just say it's in a very back room, and it's been there for, a year or more, you're not going to use it, all right? And you know it. But what happens in that area is it's dark, it's cold, it's an invitation to spirits. They hang out with that, all right? They like dark, they like cold, they like clutter, they like dirt, all right? They like fear, and they will feed on it. They like depression. They like to, sabotage our lives. People don't know they exist, but they are real, just like angels are real, just like you and I are real. There are, people that are of the light and people that are not of the light. And we need to know that as well. But if you think about it, when you open the door and those spirits are in there, they're saying to you, don't come in here. You don't hear them. It's subconsciously done. Don't come in here. Don't touch this stuff, and your energy level is already down because when you open the door, you're like, ugh, and it drains you. And that's their job. They think they're here to take over. So what we need to do is take over that energy, all right, those entities, those blockages, that fear, that worry, that grief, the agony attached to some of that stuff, the anger that could be attached to some of it. It might not even be your stuff. You might be holding on to it for someone else, or you got, an inheritance of someone else's stuff. And most people nowadays will put it in a storage bin and be paying a monthly fee for that as well. So what would you rather be doing with your money and your time, right? How is your business right now? How is your job going? How are your relationships going? If you have children, are they acting up? Right? Are your animals acting up? Certain things will start, showing up when there's something off in the home, right? And sometimes it's a physical thing. I had a few, clients. One lady I worked with, I cleared her energy. She lost her job during the, thing that was going on. And I said, well, what would you like to be doing? What are you good at? And we sat down and mapped it out. And then I gave her suggestions and she applied for certain jobs. Well, she ended up with a home health aide position pretty quick. And she got a really nice lady. They got along well. And the lady was mobile and she just had to make her maybe some meals, um, help her with a few things around the home. It wasn't nothing heavy. Well, maybe 2 weeks later, I get a call from the client and she says, "Can you help me?" I said, "Sure." And she said, "Well, the lady couldn't walk today. Her legs were, just done, lots of pain, this and that." I took her to the doctor and he said that she would have to spend the rest of her life in one of those electric chair things. And that's what they ended up with. And the lady was sitting in the chair all depressed and everything because she was used to being mobile. And now this woman said, "Am I going to have to give up my apartment and move in with her?" I contacted her daughter. Her daughter said, "I'll get there when I can," that kind of thing. And I said, "Hold on. Um, wouldn't you like to get that situation straightened out right now?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "All right. Um, get a compass and, go over this area of the lady's house and tell me what's there." So, I said, "Then give me a call back." So she did that and she told me there was a bunch of clutter from a flood that happened in the house. Um, right before this lady started working. And this one here, and I think a neighbor pushed it under a stairwell in the house, so you really wouldn't see it. And it caused her legs to actually not want to function anymore. And it's very weird, right? To know this stuff. But then the lady, I said to her, "Well, what I want you to do, because you're waiting for the insurance guy to come now that you know the story." And the daughter said she'll get there when she can. "You can't wait." I said, "Put it out in the garage, for now, so the insurance guy can see all the stuff and tell me what happens." Well, my phone rang a couple hours later and she said, "Guess what? You won't believe it." "What do you mean?" "The lady just got up and walked across the room." I said, "I will believe it." Now, this is true. This is how energy can work that fast. So think about how fast you want your life unblocked and begin decluttering that area, whatever it is. It could be a bunch of envelopes, right? It could be some dresser drawers or, a closet that's just packed up with stuff under your bed, stuff in a corner. Just look at your home, take a little walk through and check out the entire space. What is in your home? All right. Is it joyous to you? Is it not? Right? Are you having a hard time dealing with one certain area in the home? What area is that? Where is it? Is it in your bedroom, your kitchen, a closet, the laundry room, the attic, the basement, the garage, in your car? You got to think about your car as well. It brings you forward. What if your car is full of clutter? Garbage. All right. These are my tips for today. I know it's not a fun topic whatsoever, but when you look at your life, you start to look at what's going on, right? You notice the problem. Our mind is made to focus on what's wrong, all right? And you can have a miracle right now, today, at this moment. And next week you can have a serious problem. And in 1 year, I will come on the phone with you and say, what happened in the month of May in your life? And you'll come up with the problem. And I'll say, did you forget about the miracle you had? Oh, yeah. That's the way our mind works, right? Especially women. We're like elephants. An elephant never forgets, right? That's how women are. They will remember what you did, what you said, you know, um, especially in a relationship. So, I'm a woman, I know. All right. So we have to kind of like back off a little bit so we don't get in a war. So, but right now you may be in a war with your home, and your home is saying, clean me, all right? Get rid of this, all right? And your, mind is going, I will, I'm going to do it tomorrow, next week, this weekend. And, that weekend, it's not coming, right? It hasn't come. How long has it been since you said that to yourself, right? I know it. I've done it. I've been there, done that, wore the t-shirt, um, something might pop up and try to stop you from doing it, but make yourself available to, do that for you, right? Put everybody else on wait and stand by, because the new me is about to come out, all right, with joy. How much joy would you like to be flowing through you and through your life and through your home, through your relationships? More joy equals what? More money. So you could have more money flow in, which everybody could absolutely use. No matter what, even if it's an extra $5, a coupon that shows up. I've had many people tell me, I went to the store, I didn't have a lot of money, I had to get a birthday present, I'm in line, somebody gifts me with something, here's a coupon for that item you got. Another lady was in the store and she knew she didn't have, a lot of money, buying her daughter a present. She felt really bad about herself and all that. She was, beating herself up about it. I should have saved more money, get my daughter something nice. Now I only got this. So as she's doing that in her mind, the angels working with her, brought her around the corner and there was something half price. So you see what I mean? Be in the right place at the right time, working your magic, and she ended up getting her daughter a beautiful item and having a lot of money left over. So see, these things just happen. You can find money on the ground, money down your couch, money somewhere where you, start cleaning, right? All of a sudden, oh my goodness, I forgot about this money, it happens a lot, or you couldn't find that certain item and you start decluttering and you're like, there it is. Oh my goodness, I was looking for you. If you have a lot of clutter, sometimes you can't find something and you go and buy another one and then you find it. It's just, we've been there, done that, right? How many of you have done something like that? All right, wasted money. When I ended up doing that, I actually, if you can't return it, if you opened it and all that, you can actually go maybe to, eBay or Etsy or something and offer it for sale, at least get something back on it, right? Be a little smarter and wiser with your purchases and, get some money back for what you've been, giving out. So that's my tips for this, video here, but make sure that you join me on my upcoming podcast. It's going to be radio style, so come as you are, pajamas, it doesn't matter. We're not going to be, on camera. It'll be similar to Zoom, but You're not going to be on camera, so that's okay. We don't need to be for what we're doing. There will be slideshows, yes, things like that. Um, and special guests that are well known, Feng Shui masters, I think you're going to really enjoy it. So, hop on to my mailing list. Also, join my Facebook group, MJ Feng Shui. We have a lot of people joining. I'm going to be posting, special tips and things in the group again. So, I'm amping it up a little bit as I can. I also am going through my home right now and just, rearranging it so it looks better and feels better for this, spring and everything. We're coming into summer and I'm in the tropics, so everything just, I want it to be, light and airy because it gets so hot that I don't want a lot of stuff around me. I have several fans going along with the, central air and everything here, but when you're in the tropics, I want to be free. I want to feel the freedom like the beautiful, woman on the screen here. She just is absolutely free and saying, I feel amazing. And that's how we need to feel. Our home wants to feel absolutely amazing. So let's allow that. You know, we're going to tap into the energy right now of feeling just like the lady on the screen. If you're sitting down right now, that's great. Just put your arms back, kind of like she has, if you can. Put your head back and smile and say out loud, I feel absolutely amazing. Even if you don't, it's all right. Just say it. I feel absolutely amazing. Say it again. I feel absolutely amazing. And keep saying that until you do feel that shift in your energy. I feel absolutely amazing. I feel absolutely amazing. I feel absolutely amazing. How much more amazing can I feel today? And you do that several times today and let me know how you feel. I know that you feel absolutely amazing because that's what you are. You're absolutely amazing. And I know it. And I'm absolutely amazing. And I know it. Have a great day. I know you will because you just tuned in to my channel. If you're not subscribed, do that right now. Press the like button. Go underneath the video. Get signed up. Get on my wonderful and amazing podcast with me, join my Facebook group, and let's do something special for us today. Namaste. Bye for now.